My daughter Mia is 9 years old. She has her grandmother's eyes and her own particular kind of stubborn, the quiet kind, the kind that doesn't argue, just decides, and then does exactly what she decided, steadily, without making a fuss about it. When Mia was 7, she decided she wanted to learn to braid hair, not because anyone suggested it, not because her friends were doing it. She watched tutorials on my old tablet for 3 weeks, practiced on her stuffed animals, then on me, then on herself. By month 2, she was doing a French braid in under 4 minutes without looking in the mirror. She just decided, and then she did it, the way she does everything. When Mia was 8, she decided she wanted a garden. We live in an apartment. She grew tomatoes in a window box. 3 plants, all labeled with little flags she made from toothpicks and tape. She kept a notebook of their progress. Measurements, observations, notes like "Plant 2 looks tired today," written in her careful, loopy handwriting. The plants were fine. 2 of them actually produced tomatoes. Small ones, but real. I want you to know who she is before I tell you what she did, and what happened after. Her father and I separated when Mia was 5. It wasn't dramatic. There was no big fight, no single breaking point. Just a long, quiet unraveling. 2 people who had grown into very different versions of themselves and had run out of ways to pretend otherwise. Derek moved out in January. Mia was in kindergarten. She handled it the way she handles most hard things. Quietly, carefully, without complaint. She asked 3 questions. She accepted the answers. She reorganized her bookshelf. She didn't mention it again. Derek and I settled into an arrangement. He had Mia every other weekend, Friday evening to Sunday afternoon, 48 hours, twice a month. For the first year he showed up, not always on time, not always fully present. But he showed up, and Mia was always ready at the door in her jacket with her overnight bag, and she always came back Sunday with stories, and I always listened to every one of them. The second year, things got inconsistent. A canceled weekend here, a shortened visit there, reasons that were always reasonable sounding and never quite right. I noticed Mia had stopped waiting at the door. She'd be in her room when he was supposed to arrive, and she'd come out casually when she heard his car, like she hadn't been listening for it at all. I noticed. I didn't say anything to her. I just noted it. Filed it somewhere quiet. The third year, I started keeping a record, not obsessively, just dates, times, whether he showed up, whether he was present, what he said when he wasn't coming. Small notes in an app on my phone, factual, without commentary. I wasn't planning anything. I just needed somewhere to put what I was seeing, because carrying it alone was getting heavy, and I didn't want to put it on Mia. In October, Mia came to me with a plan. Dad's birthday is December 14th, she said. I want to get him something really good this year. I looked up from what I was doing. Okay, what were you thinking? She had a notebook. She'd written it out. A list of things he liked. His favorite dark roast coffee, a paperback about fishing techniques he'd mentioned wanting the last time they went out, a warm wool hat, because he was always saying he was cold. Total estimated cost, $63. She'd checked prices online. She'd comparison shopped. She had a backup item in case one was out of stock. Mia, this is a lot of money. I know. I've been saving. She had been putting aside her allowance since August, $5 a week, every week, into a small blue tin she kept on her bookshelf, between the plant notebook and a framed photo of the 2 of us at the beach from 2 summers ago. I didn't ask her to do this. I didn't suggest it. She just decided. That's really thoughtful, I said. She shrugged. He's my dad. 3 words. Said plainly, without drama, without performance. Just a fact. The most important fact. He's my dad. 2 weekends before his birthday, we went shopping. Mia brought her tin. She counted the money at the register. $63 exactly, in 5s and 1s and a small pile of quarters that she stacked carefully on the counter. The cashier smiled at her. Mia didn't notice. She was focused on the total. She paid. She carried the bag to the car. She wrapped everything at home that evening with paper she'd chosen herself. Navy blue with small gold stars, because she'd remembered he once said blue was his favorite color. She wrote the card at the kitchen table. It took her 40 minutes. I watched her rewrite the last line 3 times. She didn't ask me for help. When she finished, she read it once, nodded to herself, folded it, and put it in the envelope. She put the wrapped gift on her shelf next to the tin, waited. Derek's birthday was December 14th. He was supposed to have Mia that weekend. He confirmed on Monday. He confirmed again on Wednesday. Friday evening, 40 minutes before he was supposed to arrive, he called. "Work thing," he said. "Last minute. Really sorry. Can't make it tonight. We'll celebrate next weekend, I promise. Tell Mia I'm sorry." Mia was in her room. I don't know if she heard. She came out for dinner, ate everything on her plate, helped clear the dishes, asked if she could have a little extra screen time, went back to her room. I stood in the kitchen for a long time after she went to bed. I opened my notes app. I added the entry. December 14th. His birthday. Cancelled. 40 minutes notice. Work reason. The following weekend, he picked her up on Friday. She took the gift in her bag. She came home Sunday afternoon. She put her bag in her room. She didn't mention the gift. I didn't ask. Monday, she was quiet at breakfast. I let her be. Tuesday after school, she came and found me in the kitchen. "Mom." She was standing in the doorway. She was holding a small folded piece of paper. "Yeah, baby?" She walked to the counter, put the paper down between us, looked at it, looked at me. It was a receipt. From a bar downtown, Saturday night, the night of his birthday, the night he canceled because of a work thing. She'd found it in his coat pocket on Sunday when she was looking for a tissue. Total, $94. She stood there looking at it. "I saved $63, she said, for 2 months, and he spent $94 on one night. And he said it was a work thing." Her voice was completely steady. That particular steady that I know. The one that costs her something to hold. I looked at the receipt, then at her face. "Did he open the gift?" I asked. "In front of you?" She paused. "Not right away. He said he'd open it later." I kept my face still, kept my voice even. "Did he say anything about it?" "He said it was great." "He said thanks." I nodded slowly. She looked back at the receipt. Then she said very quietly, like she was telling me something she'd been thinking about for 2 days. "Mom, I don't think the work thing was a work thing." "I know, baby." She nodded. She picked up the receipt, folded it carefully back the way she'd found it, smoothed the crease. "I don't want to save up for his gift next year," she said. "Is that okay?" "Yes," I said. "That's okay." She put the receipt in her pocket and went to her room. I sat at the kitchen table for a long time that evening. I thought about August, about $5 bills going into a tin week after week, about prices looked up online, about backup items in case something was out of stock. I thought about navy blue paper with gold stars, about a card rewritten 3 times. I thought about a 9-year-old standing at a register stacking quarters on a counter, focused on the total, not noticing the cashier smiling at her. And I thought about Mia in the first year, waiting by the door in her jacket. And Mia in the second year, in her room, not waiting. And Mia now, folding a receipt carefully, putting it in her pocket, asking if it was okay to stop. She is 9 years old, and she is already so careful with her own heart, already adjusting her expectations quietly, protecting herself from disappointment without making it anyone's problem. I don't want her to have to do that. She shouldn't have to be that careful at 9. I made 2 calls. The first call was to Derek. He answered on the 3rd ring. Easy, casual. "Hey." I told him what Mia had found, calmly, specifically, without raising my voice. I told him what she said to me in the kitchen. I told him what she asked me at the end. He started to explain. I let him get 3 sentences in. Derek, I said, I'm not asking you to explain it to me. I'm asking you to think about what your daughter spent 2 months saving and what she's going to remember about this birthday when she's 30. He went quiet. She rewrote that card 3 times, I said. That's what she did with her Saturday afternoon. She sat at the kitchen table and rewrote the last line until it felt right. Long pause. I need you to call her, I said. Not to explain, just to be there. And I need the next scheduled weekend to happen. No cancellations, no last-minute work things. Then I hung up. The second call was to a family mediator, a professional, someone who specializes in co-parenting arrangements when things get inconsistent. I'd been considering it for months. That evening, I stopped considering. We have an appointment next month, whether Derek comes or not, and he said he would. I'm going to have someone objective in the room when we talk about what Mia needs, what structure looks like, what showing up actually means. Derek called Mia that same evening. I gave them privacy. She was in her room for 40 minutes. When she came out, her eyes were slightly red, but her face was otherwise calm, herself. She sat down at the table, opened her homework. Everything okay? I asked. She thought about it the way she thinks about things. Seriously, without rushing. He said sorry, she said. He said he should have opened the gift right away. That's true, I said. She nodded. I think I'll get him something small next year, she said, like a card. That feels right. That sounds right, I said. She went back to her homework. Pencil moving steadily across the page. Herself. It's been 6 weeks. Derek has shown up on time 2 weekends in a row. He called last week just to talk. No occasion, not his weekend, just to check in. Mia talked to him for 22 minutes. I know because I was in the next room and I could hear her laughing at something he said. That specific surprise laugh she has when something is funnier than she expected. I don't know if it lasts. I am not counting on it, but I noticed, and I noted it. The tin is still on her shelf. She hasn't refilled it. She moved it to the back, behind the plant notebook. But she kept it. She didn't throw it away. That means something to me. It means she's leaving a door open, quietly, carefully, in her particular way. Not closing off completely. That takes more than the saving ever did. She is 9 years old. She's going to be okay. Better than okay. She already is. Thank you for listening all the way to the end. If this story moved you, please hit that like button and subscribe. Drop your location in the comments. USA, UK, Canada, Australia, wherever you're watching from. And remember, children notice everything. Every receipt, every canceled plan, every rewritten card, everything. Take care of each other. See you in the next one.